The South African National Editors Forum has expressed disappointment over the eThekwini Municipality's failure to fulfill its promise to restore the graves of anti-apartheid journalist Nat Nakasa. His grave and that of former Bafana Bafana goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa were vandalized last year. Municipal spokesperson Lindiwe Khuzwayo joins me now to explain. Very good morning to you. Thank you so much for your time. What do you have to say after hearing all these complaints and really it appears it's not the first time you've heard of what's happened?
So we are disappointed about what is happening at the Heroes Acre grave site and indeed at other grave sites across the municipality. We understand the unhappiness and the pain that it causes to friends and families when grave sites get vandalized. It is a problem that we are currently dealing with as the municipality. Even today, we have officials that are at the Heroes Acre assessing the extent of the damage so that we can see what can be done in the short term to secure the site so that the vandalism that is happening in that area abates.
So when did you first learn of this matter, that there has vandalism has indeed occurred at that cemetery? We
first had reports of vandalism happening in the general grave site of Chesterville sometime last year. And what we did at the time was to tighten security in the grave site. But as soon as we tightened one area of the grave site, the vandals open up other access points to the grave site, and so the vandalism continues. So we do need to find a more sustainable solution to the vandalism that is happening there. And we are talking to other government departments to work with us so that that Heroes Acre gravesite can be secured.
So during that process and that time frame, when you first heard you tightened security, why were officials not brought in to then fix and repair the gravesites?
So the security tightening has been an ongoing thing, but the vandalism continues, even though we are tightening up security. What we do need to do, though, is to partner also with the community in that area to say to them, please help us to secure these grave sites. They belong to the community. They belong to all of us. And it is just un-African to have grave sites being vandalized. But no sooner do you close one loophole into the grave site, does another one open. The security guards that we have there are patrolling all the time, but the vandals still find a way of accessing the grave site. And that is why we are saying we need a far more sustainable solution, working with all partners to secure that area.
So I'm not sure if you heard my question. I asked you to explain the process at which you realized and you heard that vandalism had occurred, especially to the Nat Nakasa tombstone. You tightened security, but why did you not restore the gravesite as you were tightening security after learning that vandalism had occurred?
So the ownership and upkeep of graves generally belongs to families. There may be graves that the upkeep of needs to be done by government. So that process is one that is underway at the moment, and that we are saying, where did this come from and why is it still has not happened, if indeed a promise to maintain the upkeep of that grave has been made by the municipality. But generally, in terms of bylaws, the upkeep of graves belong to families and belong to people who have put up those grave sites. But indeed, if a promise has been made to restore the grave site of the great Nat Nakasa, then of course the municipality should have kept the promise that had been made. So that is part of the work that is currently happening with the officials that are at the grave site today to see what can be done so that we can fulfill any promises that were indeed made in the past, so that also that area continues to be secured, so that we avoid any situation where if the work gets done, again, the grave gets vandalized and we are back to square one.
You make mention of beefing up security, but then having the grave sites vandalized on another end. Surely that speaks to your plan not working, or perhaps you going back to the drawing board and finding a strategy to ensure that those grave sites are not vandalized and ensuring that people get arrested.
Indeed, it does mean we have to tighten up on how we are securing that area, which is why I have spoken about us partnering with other government departments, us partnering with communities around the grave area to say, how do we secure this area, given that it belongs to all of us.
And what are some of the reasons one would see this level of vandalism just to destroy a tombstone?
So specifically with regards to Heroes Acre, there are a number of famous people that are buried in that area. We suspect that some of it is the fact that that area tends to have a lot more visitors of people coming to see where Senzo Meyiwa, for example, is buried. And so it tends to get a lot more traffic. But amongst the traffic, there are people who are not coming into the gravesite for good intentions or with good intentions. And therefore, you find the area getting vandalized.
You speak about perhaps looking at other options when it comes to security and involving community members. How do you think that a plan could work in roping in community members to come assist in securing the gravesite?
So it's something that is still being spoken about at the moment, but we assume that, well, it's not an assumption, but the community is around the gravesite area more permanently than we are as the municipality. But also there's a lot more community members than the security guards that we have around the graveyard. So we are hoping to have a lot more eyes on the gravesite, but also just conversations within the community that say the gravesite is a sacred place. It is not a place where vandals should be roaming about, and it's not a place that should be vandalized.
You make mention of the responsibility of restoration of grave sites being on the family, but also make mention that if the municipality has made a promise to restore the grave site, then they should indeed do so. We were speaking about Nat Nakasa's tombstone. Is there any conversation with the Meyiwa family to restore their gravesite, or is that responsibility on the family?
I cannot confirm at the moment if that conversation is happening specifically with those families. But if and when it happens, we will be in a position to communicate about that.
Very well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for speaking to us and, of course, weighing in on this conversation with concerns being raised about the eThekwini Municipality not fulfilling their promise to restore grave sites in the areas affecting Nat Nakasa's tombstone, as well as soccer star Senzo Meyiwa. We will, of course, continue to follow up on what happens there.